In this video, I'm going to show you 3 things that you must do to attract miracles in your life. I'm going to share with you perspectives you can have and things that you can actually do in order to get what you want and to really experience that miracle. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, we're going to be specifically talking about attracting a miracle into our life. Now, a miracle, how could we really describe this? Well, this is something that maybe isn't really understood by the logical mind. This is something that's very out of the norm for the current paradigm that we're in. And when we attract something like that into our life, there is no doubt whatsoever that that is something that is outside of the paradigm for the way that we think. Or that's something that's just so far outside of our current, I guess, belief system, but from a certain level, it's not outside of our belief system. It's just something that's kind of like jolts us awake in the law of attraction process, and it's something that we just think is amazing. Now, this video will show you those 3 things that you must do in order to have that kind of experience, and the first one has to do with not thinking that it's something that's on this pedestal. Like, it's almost counterintuitive, right? Because you think this miracle comes into my life, it's something that's going to be amazing. But the thing is if we're dependent on the outcome, or if we're focused on it being like this amazing type thing, and we immediately in that moment start to distance ourselves from it. Now let me give an idea to you. What if you waking up today is a miracle in itself? What if being on a planet that is spinning thousands of miles per hour in the direction through space, and the fact that we have just the amount of elements on the planet that contains life, like all of these little things can be considered miracles in themselves, but for some reason what we do is we assume that the only type of miracles that really come is when something that's very beneficial in certain ways is a miracle. Now what I'm saying, the reason I'm saying this is I still think that you can create miracles in your life, but what I'm saying is if you realize the miracles that are already all around your life, you start to create more of that. Whatever you focus on grows, and when you start to celebrate the small little wins or just the things you can already be grateful for, you automatically open up so many different things that can come into your life. So this is something you can easily do by simply being more grateful in your life for the things that are around you. Maybe you have a nice house that you live in, or maybe you just have a house in general that you have a roof over your head, or maybe you have the ability to do what you want for a living, or to read the kind of books that you like, or to go to the gym, or to do a little bit of physical activity and walk your dog, or to have an animal that you love. Whatever it is, if you have that freedom, you can start to see that in a way as a miracle, and by defining it, you are kind of relating to the idea of a miracle in a new way, to where you take away the distance from where it is. Because the moment we say that we're here, but this is really, really important to me, is the moment that we start to distance ourselves from it because we're giving it too much importance. So that's something that if you do, you will automatically start to see more and more of it in your life, and you'll realize that the natural synchronicity in life is a miracle in itself. And when you come to that understanding, more and more of it will come in even greater proportions. Now the second thing we can do in order to really attract miracles into our life is to let go of cause and effect. Now what I mean by this is our brain thinks in linear type terms, so that we're always thinking of this causes this. But the idea with a miracle is when it comes into our life, what happens is it jolts us awake in a way, because we can't logically understand how this led to this, because it's something that's kind of out of the old paradigm for our old cause and effect way of thinking. So under a paradigm is a system of thinking, or it's like repetitive thoughts that we have. And based in that paradigm, there's certain things that happen. If we always do what we've always done, we'll always get the same result. That's like the quote by Einstein where he says the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. Well, the idea behind this is to begin to understand that we can take out cause and effect, and we can start to be more playful in our life. We could stop trying to say, I have to understand every part of the process. We can allow life to happen, and as we start to allow life to happen, that's where everything begins to change, because we stop needing to make sense of everything. The more sense we need to make of everything in our life to understand it from a logical point of view, the more we keep it inside of a box. So what I encourage you to do is to break outside of the box, realizing you don't have to know how every little thing happens, the cause and effect of it, and by taking out cause and effect, you allow other opportunities to come into your life. Also understand that our definitions many times create our reality. And if we have definitions that say, this can come into my life only when this happens and this happens and this happens, what ends up happening is we create limitations, because then there's only so many avenues that those things could come in because of that limitation within our own belief system. Now, the third thing we must do has to do with stepping outside of our old comfort zone. Now, the reason this is so important is kind of similar to the second one, but what we must do is we must get outside of what the norm is, and because in a way that type of thing would be like a jolt in our own reality, because it's like we can't logically make sense of the cause and effect of it. What we must do is put ourselves in completely new circumstances where there's no predictable outcome. Because what neuroscience shows us is that 90% of our thoughts are recycled from the day before, which means we continue to do the same things, trigger the same emotions, think the same thoughts. Therefore, we create the same things over and over again. We refuel ourselves with those same emotions, and we have those same kind of experiences. So in order to do something completely outside of that, what we can do is go do something we've never done before. When we step into the unknown, unknown things can happen. This thing comes in the unknown. Miracles come in the unknown. They don't come in the expected, because there's already habitualized thinking that goes along with those trains of thought. So go out and do things maybe you've never done before. Maybe if you've never done yoga, you go out and you do yoga. Maybe if you've never gone to like a meetup before, you go to a meetup, or you go meet and go to a seminar, or you go do something that you just always wanted to try but you've never done. Maybe it's skydiving. Maybe it's something just more settled. Maybe it's pushing yourself to go talk to someone that you normally wouldn't talk to. Whatever it is, put yourself in uncomfortable situations that will expand your comfort zone, and then you're allowing more opportunities of way things can come to you because you've changed the way you view it. And if you want an easy way to change your self-image, to change your own comfort zone, what you can do is download my free MP3, which is in the description box, which will allow you to reprogram your subconscious mind around the way that you see yourself. This is something that if you listen to for 3 weeks, for 21 days, can radically change the way you feel about yourself, the way you see yourself, and from there everything will begin to change. That's why I give it away for free. It's in the description box below, and that's a powerful way that we can go along and attract more miracles into our life. So remember, it can be very simple. All we have to do is understand that the more we become aware of our definitions of what a miracle is, the more we realize that they're all around us already, the more we take out cause and effect and we realize that things can happen in a spontaneous type way, and the more we expand our comfort zone, the more likely we are to increase the chances of a miracle come into our life to really be and have the experiences that we want. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you guys liked it, subscribe if you guys haven't already, and other than that, as always, I'll see you guys on the next vid. Peace, much love, and namaste.